Welcome to another episode of Mere Finance. Today we have to talk about what happened in the copper market. So let's get right in. So copper demand growth is expected to accelerate due to, energy transition, your solar, your wind, your electric vehicle side. You also have the data centers, right? With your AI and your crypto database that now is back with Bitcoin touching all-time highs last week. And then you also have an increase in military equipment production, which you can see both in the US, in Europe, and in Asia. And we also see that there is a fourth component we didn't put here, but it's the transmission grid development, which is driven by the renewable energy boom in Europe. So this is going to bring a different modernization of how electric components are, but we don't have enough information because it's mostly in Europe to talk about the impact that will have. However, we do think that the demand, for example, in copper and wind and solar farms, you can see the pounds for solar is around 11,000. In onshore wind is 9,520, and offshore wind is 21,076. So in US tons, 5.5, 4.76, 10.54. It's extreme amount of copper necessarily to produce what the energy transition means. And if you go deeper, you can see the intensity of renewable energy. How this is what we're talking about: the 5 tons in solar PV to the left, the 4.3 for onshore wind farms, and the 9.6 for offshore wind farms. And this is the amount that is going to grow, mostly coming from solar PV. So by 2050, we will see almost 1,860,000 tons of copper needed to just fulfill what we call a dream and also a fantasy. But here we're not going to talk about political aspects or fantasies. We are talking about what the intensity is needed for renewable energy, which is actually fun because it contradicts energy itself, because to gain copper is an extremely fossil fuel intense process. So that's the part of the demand. But also something happened in China in Q2. Something is going to happen. Are they ready for industrialization to come back? Are they ready for manufacturing to come back? Why is stock up tremendously? You can see that's China, the red line based on the mean and the median for the last months. It just went ballistic. There must be something going on in China, but I think we cannot see this just in a 1 month scenario. We need to see in the 45 days what's going to happen. So I think after the massive construction demand for ghost cities slows down, I think they're boosted again into the solar and the electric vehicle production, which uses a lot of copper. So maybe I also think is due to the rumors of war that we will see. That's why maybe copper is being a big stock up, because remember, when there are rumors of war, commodities is where countries win. So maybe this is necessary to bring copper up so other countries don't have the same. And if you see here in China, so China is the 47% of world's mine. They use 47% of world's mine copper. Shanghai copper closed a record high. The LME also 11-month record high, and the COMEX, which is the April contract, also an 11-month high. We can see here the graph at 4.12 per pound. We haven't seen those levels since July of 2023, but you also see the huge drop from June to July, from 4.75 to close to 3.12. So it seems like it's picking up. I think China is the one that brought the prices up, and let's see if we continue going up almost to the $5 mark. The problem is also in the supply, because the average ore grades in Chile, which is the largest producer of copper, have fallen by 30% over the last 15 years. And you also have Gabriel Boric, which is a young president, which is extremely against, mining, and it's all in favor of the green agenda. So it's making Chilean miners have a nightmare whenever they want to mine again. And also, this is the funny part, regulation is the pro-clean energy, but avoiding mining licenses and exploration. You need copper for clean energy, but you are basically not allowing that mining to happen. So it's kind of confusing. Also, South Africa is also one of the lowest capacities, a big miner producer. And the other aspect is Panama. Panama had one of the largest copper mines in the world, and the Panamanians decided to close it. They already had a contract signed with a company. Now they're getting sued by $18 billion. So we did a video on this back when this was happening. Not good for the Panamanian people. They think they're saving the environment when they really are messing up not only their political, their economic, and the jurisdictional status as a free country. So let us know what you think. We think copper will be moving in the next weeks, but we don't see a viable trend that will continue to reach again the $5 pound, because China brought all of this demand. I don't think other countries will follow, because we can see a slow recession that will come into Europe and the US, especially in the manufacturing area. You could see the PPI numbers, they were not that great. So I think copper will move a little higher from here, but kind of go back to the levels where we see in the 5 and the $5.5 per pound. So let us know what you think. I think a lot of this is China bringing the price up, but I don't see a consensus of having, even though clean energy is necessary and rumors of water necessary, I don't think we'll see copper is going bazooka again. So thank you for watching, and let us know what you think.